Hey guys, it's Swankivy coming to you from the closet. And maybe you'll see the significance of this broadcast location in just a minute. We're here with the Asexual Top 10, and today we've entered the top 3. Number 3 will be my subject today. And the third most common response to, I'm asexual, is, no you're not, you're a lesbian. Okay, so, let's see. Not liking men equals liking women in these people's minds. And I guess they can accept that I'm not into guys as long as they can transfer my hypothetical attraction to penis onto a buried desire for vagina, because of course I'm repressed and not ready to accept that I'm a lesbian. So I just have to say that there's no attraction to either one. Well, you know, this is just a bunch of bull, because I've had no attraction to any women, just like I've never had an attraction to a man. And it's really about the same. I've considered the possibility that maybe I'm a lesbian, but about as much as I considered the possibility that I was heterosexual. I realized either one could happen. And, you know, to tell you the truth, it would be a lot easier if I was gay. You know, it would be so much easier to explain, because the lesbian lifestyle and the whole concept of being gay is so much more readily accepted than the concept of asexuality right now. People don't even believe it exists, so sometimes, you know, I talk to them about it, and it's a really long time before they believe me, if they ever believe me at all. So, you know, it can be a real pain in the butt. So anyway, I don't think I would have a hard time coming out if I happened to be a lesbian. I have gay friends, I have a gay family member, you know, it would be okay with everybody that I know. And so people say, well, how do you know you're not just repressed? How do you know that you're not just unwilling to come to terms with it? Well, I'm going to try to relate it for you. I don't see people in a sexual context, and you can probably, unless you want to have sex with everything that moves, you can probably understand the concept of not seeing another person in a sexual context. The easiest example, of course, would be maybe a heterosexual man who has never had any bi-curious anything. You know, he's always known that he likes women, and he's never seen a man in a sexual context. And, you know, he never looked at another guy and thought, I really want to get a piece of that. You know, it would never occur to him. And it's the same way with me, except it's with both. I mean, quite honestly, if nobody had ever told me that I was supposed to be into guys, it wouldn't have occurred to me. I really don't think it would have. So, you know, if I didn't have the example of society to go by, it's just not something that I would have ever thought, gee, I want to try that with either one. And people ask me, how can you be sure? And I really think that that's a ridiculous question, because how are you sure? There are very few people in the world who want to have sex with old people and ugly people and, you know, people of the sex that doesn't turn them on if they're not bisexual. You know, just, everybody's not attracted to something. And, to get an idea of what it's like for me, maybe just imagine that response to everybody that you see. So, I think, people assume I'm repressed because, you know, I say that I don't have that interest. You know, they can't imagine not having that towards something. So, of course, something that does come up often in relation to this question is, you know, they want to know, so do you ever get horny at all? Even if you're not interested in other people, you know, do you get horny? Do you take care of it yourself, so to speak? You know, I hear this often, almost as often as, yeah, well, you're just a lesbian. You know, do you masturbate? Do you have orgasms? Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I think that there probably are some asexuals that do have sexual fantasies of some kind and, you know, probably take care of them themselves. But, I guess it's up to argument whether that person is still an asexual, because that is a sexual behavior. But, you know, it might just be that they like to touch their genitals because it is it's a physically pleasurable thing to them. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not asexual. But, you know, I guess some people might say, oh, well, that person would be considered an autosexual or something like that. I really don't know. And it's not up to me to say, well, that person isn't really asexual. I'm asexualer than thou, or something like that. But I went through the same thing that most little kids go through. When you discover that you have genitals, and my mom says that she had to teach me, oh, you're not supposed to put your hands in your pants in public or whatever. But that wasn't a traumatic experience or anything. I wasn't shamed and told, like, oh, your genitals are dirty or anything. And if you've ever studied the fixations that Freud came up with, there's the oral fixation, there's the anal fixation, there's the genital fixation. Most kids supposedly go through some kind of fixation schedule like that, and I don't think I was an exception to that, but it's a stage in development. And anyway, as such, I don't have attractions or any kind of response to other people that way. So, I can appreciate the aesthetics of a nice-looking person, man or woman, but nothing happens, and I don't have a sex drive, so there's no reason for me to have any fantasies or, take care of them myself. So anyway, I guess that's about as much as I can explain why I'm as sure as anybody else that I'm not interested in other women. But, of course, like anything, it could change, and I'm open to that possibility, of course. Like I said in a previous video, it's not like I've sworn off it, it's just that I've never had the interest in the past, I don't have it now, and that's a good predictor for the future as far as I'm concerned. So, I'm about as likely to wake up as a lesbian tomorrow as most married people who have been with their significant other for 30 years are likely to roll over and say, oh my god, I'm gay, so it's pretty unlikely, but I think I might as well say, if I ever do become a lesbian, no, you can't watch. Bye.